call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, gotta fill up engine. In my thoughts,
Welcome back, everybody. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, comment down below. This is going to be my second time filming this because I didn't realize that the audio wasn't on. So I'm probably going to speed through this a little bit quicker than I did on the last time. We're going to go over the linebackers that the Dolphins need to take a look at after this combine. I think there's a couple of them that we could have a possibility of drafting, and I think they would be great linebackers at the next level. And we're going to go over all the different linebackers and the pros and cons to each of them. So number one, we're going to start with Daiyan Henley. This is going to be my favorite linebacker right now. Now, to base it upon what I'm talking about, I'm not going for the first round linebackers because I don't think we're going to be able to get them, so there's no point in going over them. So Daiyan Henley, I think we could get in the second or third round. He's going to be a guy that started off as a wide receiver, so he is green. He's new to being a linebacker, only been a linebacker for 2 years, but he also knows offensive concepts, so he's going to be good at determining where the routes are going to be. So he's going to be probably, if not the best, one of the best pass coverage linebackers in this class, which is something that Vic Fangio likes in his defense because he likes to play a lot of zone with the linebackers. So what we're going to see here is that the guy is very good at pass coverage. He is a very good tackler. It's just he's a little bit smaller just because of the wide receiver transition. He's not small, but you know, when it comes to engaging blocks and getting to the running back and trying to stuff runs and, you know, doing things like that that you need to push past blocks, he kind of struggles a little bit against, just because, you know, he hasn't really learned how to take on blocks and move around them. So kind of essentially most of the time, you know, when you look at him, a lot of the time the offensive lineman, if they get their hands on him, he really can't push past it and can't do anything to evade it. So he's going to be a great linebacker at the next level. He's going to be a great pass coverage guy. He can be a really good linebacker. He just needs to add a little bit of weight and has to have a little bit more technique when it comes to getting past pass blockers and trying to get in the backfield. Two is going to be DeMarvion Overshown, and he's going to be a guy that's going to be an athletic freak. He tests great at the combine. I think he's going to be that linebacker that someone takes a chance on just because he has all the athleticism that you would want out of a track athlete that's playing linebacker. He used to be a safety, so again, he's going to be another one of those transitions, but you know, he is going to be one of the better pass coverage linebackers as well in this class. He knows it just because he used to play free safety, and he brought that down when it came to being a linebacker. The problem that is going to be with Overshown is that he's smaller. He's going to be a smaller linebacker, and again, when it comes to run stuffing or getting in backfield or any of those things, he uses his speed and his athleticism, but if somebody gets hands on him, he doesn't really break free from that. And another thing is sometimes he tries to go for the heavy hit instead of, you know, just tackling. So he takes sometimes bad angles on tackles, and that could bite you in the butt. You know, it's just going to be one of those things that, you know, in the next level, they'll make you miss. But if you put him with the right molding, put a couple of pounds on him and give him the right mentality and give him the good techniques that he needs to evade blockers, he could be a stud. He could be the steal in the draft at the next level. I mean, he kind of reminds me of the Cowboys linebacker, where he could just be the utility belt that does every single thing that you want in a linebacker. And like I said, he could be the steal in the draft. It's just he has to fix a couple things with his NFL team. Next one is going to be Jack Campbell, and Jack Campbell's just going to be the guy that's a lunchbox linebacker. He comes in and he's just going to give maximum effort every single time he gets on the field. The only problem with him, though, is that he is going to be probably the least athletic linebacker in this class. A lot of the other linebackers here, they have a lot of athleticism. They have a lot of speed. You know, they can change direction a lot. Jack Campbell's going to be one that he kind of is just not athletic. He's a very good linebacker, and he's a tackling machine. He can, you know, tackle anybody that he gets his hands on. But when it comes to pass coverage, he's not going to be that great at it. He's going to be kind of slow in changing his hips and all that. And honestly, when it comes to any sort of technique trying to get past pass blockers, he's not going to be that great at that either. But he's going to give 100% to you every single time he steps on the field. And another team at the next level could possibly mold him into everything that he needs to be in order to transition to the next level. But like I said, he's just going to be the least athletic out of all these linebackers. Fourth one is going to be Dorian Williams. He's a fast, big hitting guy that is really good at pass coverage. He's going to be probably one of the better pass coverage linebackers in this class too. The only problem with him is that he went to a smaller school. So he's a little bit smaller in a linebacker size, and also he went to a smaller school. So it's kind of tough to judge him based upon what he has, just because you're not facing big time talent. So sometimes it's harder to judge those types of players on what they're going to do to transition to the next level. He can be a stud at the next level, for all I know. Like I said, the only problem is he's on a smaller end team, so you're not playing some of those big name teams week in and week out. So I like him. I think he's a good pass coverage linebacker, and he's one of those guys that, like I said, if you get the right coach, the right system, the right everything, he could be one of the best linebackers in this league. You know, he could be another steal in this draft for one of the teams that gets him way, way later in probably like the third or fourth round. And he could transition to a really good linebacker in the NFL. You just have to put him in the right system. Next is going to be Henry Toto, and he is one of the smarter linebackers in this class. It's just he's inconsistent with a lot of things, and that's going to be the problem with him, is that, you know, he showcases that he can be really, really good, and then all of a sudden you'll be underwhelmed sometimes. And you know, the tackling is a problem. Sometimes he takes bad angles because he wants to be a thumper, and you know, sometimes those are problems in the NFL. If you're just trying to thump people all the time instead of cleanly tackle them, you know, you miss a lot of tackles in the NFL. The guys are very athletic. So he's a very smart linebacker, but he needs to polish up a lot of the things that he's inconsistent in order to be the linebacker that I think he wants to be at the next level. And Noah Sewell is going to be just what you want him, and he knows what he is. He's a run-stopping, thumping linebacker. He's not going to be a pass coverage guy. You're not going to ask him to cover the running back out of the backfield. You're not going to ask him to cover the tight end or anything like that. He's going to be a guy that you just put on the field and tell him to go hit somebody. And that's, you know, if you're a team that's looking for that, then that's what you're going to get with him. You're going to, if you put him in that system that he can flourish, he can be a great linebacker. But that's what you're going to be getting. You're not going to be getting a guy that's very versatile. He's just going to be a guy that just goes out, puts his helmet on, and hits you. And if you like that, he's going to be a really good linebacker for you. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We didn't do the first rounders just because we're not going to get them, so there's no need to go over them. We're going to go over the people that we can possibly get on the Miami Dolphins. But as always, hope you have a great rest of your day. Fins up. Peace.